display for the, just in case comments ever needed to become a thing, but, well, oops. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see by the amount of insight I have, I'm about to have a very long stream. I don't have that much practice against the Orphan of Kos. All I really have is a crap ton of blood vials that I farmed, a shield, and this thing. There's a reason I called this thing Megalovania, because I'm about to get flashbacks. Also, actually, I probably should use the gun. I just realized. Get used to that image, ladies and gentlemen. You see, I've been doing a lot of the, I'll state this right now. I've been doing a lot of the what are they called? The chalice dungeons. Off camera. Just, that's a way to just kind of practice up, get a little more stronger. I think I'm level, what level am I? 104. Also, in case you're wondering why I've been using Undying the tags, that's why. Can't really tell, but I designed it to look like a very warped version of her. Again, not that you can tell right now, but anyway. Yeah, I've been doing the chalice dungeon. I keep on saying relic. I blame that on Final Fantasy XIV, but that's neither here nor there. The chalice dungeons, and I effectively spent all day getting through some of them and just getting the equipment to get into the next ones, just so I can do the whatchamacallit. Hold on. Send that back up. I'm gonna need it later. So I can get through it and finally go up against what's her name, Queen Yarnum, so I can get the trophy for beating her. Problem: the defiled chalice. Like, I'm doing better against the Orphan of Kos than I am against the boss of that, and the irony is so beautiful that it's an amygdala. Oy vey. Okay, let me try the shield. Yeah, that's what I figured. But there's actually two reasons that I actually named this episode Megalovania. Or this stream Megalovania, I should say. The first being... Hold on. Adjusting mic. Apologize if that sounds a little squeaky. There's two reasons why I called it Megalovania. Not just because of the fact that... of the obvious comparison to Undertale, and... without... oh, fuck it. Spoilers for Undertale. In the fight where you can fight Sans, and that song is playing, and it's the hardest fight in the goddamn game. Now... there's another reason, which is both of them have an emotional impact. And the point I want to prove here is the fact that that emotional impact is kind of lost, because when you beat them, both Sans and the Orphan of Kos here, any emotional impact is lost. Why? Relief. Mostly relief. Like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by that small diversion. The main problem with it is the fact that any emotional impact that it would have, if it's a particularly hard fight, is kind of lost. Unless you're really into the lore. If you are, that's fine, but to me at least, it loses so much impact because when you beat this guy, when you beat Sans, you're not still kind of like incredibly depressed or sad at what happens afterwards or why all this happened. Because this is a sad story with the Orphan of Kos, but for me it's less... the emotional effect is so lost at that point. That's what I suspected. But actually, fun fact, the main reason I'm out of Inside right now is pretty much entirely because of the fact that, well, I have been doing side stuff all day. And I've been playing this game basically all day, like straight. Because I've been trying to get the Chalice Dungeons done. Because I want to fight Yharnam, I want to get the achievement. I do want to platinum this game eventually. Problem. That Amygdala, first of all, Amygdala is still the easiest boss in the game. Bar none. But they buffed the hell out of his stats, and the Defiled Chalice is bullcrap. Why? Half damage, half healing, half health. Whole thing. Which is... Hmm. Even if they made it hyper expensive, it would be nice if you could just buy, like, Madman's Knowledge. Because here's one thing, one of the reasons why I love Bloodborne more than the Dark Souls games, is because it does away with the whole form thing. Because I've always thought that that was kind of counterproductive in the first place. Well, you know, you have to stay alive to stay in this humanoid form. Problem is, if you die, and you keep having trouble with a boss or an area, you can't call for help because you need to be in humanoid form to be able to do that. Like, that always seemed very counterproductive. Now that's gone from here, but in exchange you need insight, which... don't know which one's worse, really, but I do think... Well, no. I do think that this is better, but it's still rough. See, here's the thing. I'm at an impasse now. I'm good enough to kind of get them up, but I'm just concerned the fact that I'm going to run out of healing items, and by the time that happens, you know, I'm going to be on such a bender that I might be able to actually, like, get into the groove and beat him. But by having so limited health items, this is a problem with these games. Now, I do love these games. I always seem like I'm bitching about them. I do love From Software's games. I love Dark Souls. I love Bloodborne to death. This is one of my favorite games made in a while. But, I mean, like this. I have to use insight, but I have no insight. So I can't do that. I can't buy insight. I could try going in with the friggin', with the beast claws. God knows that's a bad idea. Because, I mean, I'm already taking a crap ton of damage. Alright, let's try sawing this problem in half, shall we? Yeah, that was a dead match anyway. And see, that's another problem. If my weapon breaks, I'm screwed. Like, I gotta go grind, and then... Like, maybe I might be able to try to find a harder boss and like just try to join in for a couple of like random matches or something like that to try to get some more insight or whatever. And that's an idea, but only do that if I do start running out on blood vials, because I think I can beat him. It's just a matter of trying to figure out like, that's the thing about this fight, is that it's so tricky to pinpoint his moves because he's got such a good range. Now, they are easily counterable. If he swings vertically, dodge horizontally. If he swings horizontally, dodge back. That's fine. You know, aside from the odd time where even dodging back won't do you any good. But that's the problem I seem to be having with this guy, is it's the fact that it's such a pain in the neck. Now, granted, if I did have enough insight to do this, then maybe. But the problem is, I can't get any. You know, I don't know where to find any madman's knowledge off the top of my head. I've tried just invading other, or not invading other worlds, but trying to help other worlds. That didn't work. Okay, so I just confirmed. You see, during the fights, I'm not sure if shooting helps or not, because I wasn't certain if you could actually stagger him that way, but apparently you can. But of course, the problem with that is the fact that I'd have to be eager to charge in, and I just can't go full aggro on this guy, because it's one of those things that it's like, well, you know, if you get this needle, it's gonna cure your disease. Well, I'm afraid of needles. It's one of those things where, if that, I don't even know if that metaphor makes any sense towards what I'm trying to say here, but like if you're too afraid to get in close because he's mostly close range, but he does have long range as well. And that's the thing about this fight, is that this is a rough fight. Like, no question, this is one of the rougher fights. Oh, yes. Oh. Oh. Oh, I think I need a second. Hold on a minute. I think I just need to rest for a second here. Holy shit. Oh, my heart is going about a mile a minute. That was so cool. Look at my health. Oh my... Look at my health. What is my status? 32 out of... 32 out of elite? Really? That was a good luck charm. Holy shit. Okay. I'm stunned I just pulled that off. For the record. Okay, you just bugger off. Nightmare. Damn right, slain. Oh, okay.
Sweet child of Kos returned to the ocean. A bottomless curse, a bottomless sea, accepting of all that there is and can be.
Okay. Like I said, this what? Oh yeah, now I see Kos's face. Oh yeah. You see, now I see where so many people. Let me light that before I forget. This is what I'm talking about when I mentioned the Megalovania thing. This is a sad moment. This is a very revealing moment. Like, you know, all that happens. I'm still not quite sure what the black, spirit thing means, but whatever. But like, it's a very cool moment. Just that little poem at the end and everything, and it's really cool. The only problem with it is that fight was so hard that it kind of took... Like, it feels like it took the good out of me. Can I even equip the Parasite of Kos? Oh, yeah, that's right. You technically can't even use the Kos Parasite unless you have the Milkweed rune. I'm a rocktopus! Woo! Like, this is cool. That's extremely cool. And maybe if I had more than, like, 25 arcane. It's enough to use it, maybe not well, but... Sure as I'm not using it against this guy. But that's neither here nor there.
Very well, then.
Okay, can't even do that. Well. So stunned I managed to do that, but... As the old expression goes, you live by the saw, you die by the saw. Let's go live by the saw, shall we? Now, as I have stated, I don't believe that there... I'm going to check this right now just to be sure, but I don't believe that there is a way to get another third of whatchamacallit. Another third of the umbilical cord, which means there's nothing I can do. We'll be getting the second one. To be fair, I actually think that the endings... You would think what would be the worst one, I think, is actually one of the better ones. I'll flat out just say it. The 3 endings you get, because obviously as Maria has said, well, the puppet, but Maria, let's face it, has said, once we go in here, we're going to fight Gurman. Gurman's actually fairly tough, I would like to state. But I'm still a little shaky after that. Oh, I did not expect that would actually work. There might be 2 places I can check right quick just to be sure if there might be one. But I think Yosefka's I already botched. And where am I going? Yosefka's I already botched, and yeah. Yosefka's I already botched, and I can't get the one with Ariana because I didn't do that side quest. So I think I am going for this one. But, like I said, and I'm reading the FAQ on these just to be sure, but when you go in there, Gurman is just going to flat out ask you, like, okay, I'm going to give you a choice here. I can return you to the real world so you can be done messing around with this nightmare business. No more gods, no more nothing. Just get up and get the hell out of here. I'm paraphrasing. We're going to see when we get into the actual fight exactly what he means. And you can say yes or no. If you say yes, he'll effectively just kill you. Or, well, he'll use his weapon and cut your head off. Which, it's the same thing as killing you, I realize. But he'll do that and you'll return to the real world. Which I think is... or disconnect you from the Hunter's Dream, at least. Because I think that there's an implication that, what's her name, Eileen the Crow, had this happen to her. Again, an implication. If you say no, you'll fight him for the next bit. Now... Nothing. That's what I figured. So, okay, that one's botched, but there's still a chance for the next one. If you, like I said, if you say yes, you'll fight him. And if you, the next check, like the first check was for the question, which will give you one ending definitely, or chance for the next 2 endings. The next check is whether you've used 3 1/3 umbilical cords on yourself. If you haven't, once you beat Gurman, you'll effectively be turned into the new Gurman, the new ruler of the Hunter's Dream. And everything will just keep continuing, which is debatably the worst ending. First, I say waking up and being disconnected from everything is the best. That's just me. But the second ending is... that happens. You become the new master of the Hunter's Dream, as opposed to the third ending, in which, if you have, then you'll have a fight against this thing called the Moon's Presence, I think it's what it's called. Which is the the old god that, or the elder god, or whatever the hell they're called in this ancient god. I can't remember right now. Having a derp moment. Great Ones. Sorry. The Great One. And to make this place for himself. If you do that, you'll fight him. And then immediately afterwards, you turn into a small slug creature, which the doll holds, and it's kind of implied that you turned into a Great One, which is kind of seems like a neutral ending to me. What was the other one I was going to check? Right, Cathedral Ward. Now, I didn't do the side quest, but it's still possible that this might be here? Question mark? If it's not, then the final boss will be Gurman, and we'll just have it at that. The Moon Presence is not a hard fight. I had a friend of mine try to argue me down that Gurman was easier than the Moon Presence. I disagree. Gurman is... Let's move my mic a little. Gurman is fairly tough. He's quick. Yes, you can shoot him with the hunter's rifle to get him to stun, but you can do that for the Orphan of Kos as well, and, well, we've seen how that went. So I'm gonna just kind of take that argument right off the table. He is tough. He is very difficult. He's not impossible, but he's not easy. Whee! No, I think it would have been in that section right there. Yeah, it would have. Well. Oops, daisy. Yeah, that's the trick, is you have to send, I think it's Ariana, to here, or don't kill Iosefka until later. Now, again, this does put me into a weird situation because I'm not going to be able to show the final boss. But like I said, at least to me, it's not that hard of a fight. To me, I should state. Technically, the final boss is Murgo's Wet Nurse. Because technically speaking, everything from this point on is technically optional. Depending on which ending you want to get. Now, like I said, this is not an easy fight. So this is probably going to go very badly. But here goes. This is an awesome looking arena too. Hello, Gurman.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. Dear, oh dear, what was it? The hunt, the blood, or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes.
One of my favorite looking weapons in the game, by the way.
Tonight, Gammon joins commence the hunt.
Oh shit! Maybe I owe somebody an apology. Whoops. That was much easier than I remember it being. To be fair, that's also might have something to do with the fact that I have a friggin' level 10 whirligig saw. Yeah, this thing is technically the final boss. I'll give credit, it's freaky looking. But, like I said, unfortunately, this is the ending we're getting. Also, can I just add, Gurman moves awful fast for a dude with a peg leg? Just saying.
And so, the hunt begins again.
And again, that's the worst ending in my opinion. Because it just keeps... Okay, I would like to state right now that the main reason I did that ending was not to get that trophy. That was a nice side effect, but... Anyway. Holy shit. I love this game to death. Now, I am going to do a mostly off-stream run again. And I'm going to try and get the boss fights that I borked on New Game Plus. Particularly Amygdala and... blah, 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 blah. Well, Amygdala and the Moon Presence, really. But yes, this game... Oh, this game. There's a reason why this is my favorite game made by From Software. Now, It's very difficult to do this while this music is booming in my earphones. One moment. Okay. That's better. Apologies if you can hear that coming out of my... Actually, hold on. I'll just deal with it. This is one of my favorite games made by From Software. Why? It's got a more interesting style and story to it than Dark Souls. Or Demon Souls, for that matter. But it's not just the style. It's the gameplay, to me, is what really pushes it over the edge. Because it's a lot quicker, it's a lot different. And not to mention the fact that, let's face it, the concept of transforming weapons is just cool, right? It's just a neat idea for a weapon where they just transform from one form to another. And they're called trick weapons, I think, because I don't think there was ever an actual lore reason. If I had to guess, I'd say it was probably something like, let's say if they just thought the beasts weren't smart enough to really catch it. Virgo's Lullaby, that's interesting. That was an interesting bit of... It's one thing I never really touched on, is, like I said, during the Murgo's Wet Nurse fight, it's just very interesting how that was Gurman's music box, and it kind of makes sense, because the song would be popular, but it makes sense it would be playing during that fight as well, but... This game. There's so much of the lore I didn't really go into. Most of it was just me flailing about and eventually just kind of overcoming it. But I'm still stunned how easy of a time I had with Gurman there. I will show off Amygdala and the Moon Presence once I get to them on New Game Plus, and I will get to them. Because I feel I kind of owe you that one, at least. So I'll get to the end of it on New Game Plus, and then go after Amygdala, and then once I'm done there, go after the Moon Presence. Which will also be the first time I've ever completed a New Game Plus run on any of these games. Even Dark Souls 2 I don't think I did, which is the one I played the most. Well, after this now, I guess. But... Not really sure what else to say. Like I said, when April comes around, I don't think I'll do a full playthrough on Dark Souls 3. I might, like, show off the first couple of hours and just, like, a quick stream or something like that, and then just go about it my regular ways. Just to kind of show off the game, that type of thing. I do have an idea for another stream I could do. Another stream series I could do, but I may or may not do that, I'm not sure. I'll have to see about that. But, like I said, there's a lot I didn't show off as well. Partially because I was more focusing on just going boss, 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 and just getting that done, rather than farting around with the NPCs. Because, again, the main focus of these games to me has always been the gameplay. Which bosses are hard, which bosses are easy, which bosses are fun, which bosses are give you this weapon or this weapon. Setting up my perfect playthrough, more or less. But again, maybe that might just be me. Maybe I know a lot more people get into the lore and how certain things happen. And again, there's so many characters I didn't even go to. I didn't even go to friggin' the Yahar'gul jail. I just didn't. Because I didn't really think of it, and by the time I'd actually gotten there, it was already... everything was already red-mooned. Which, oops. But, in the end, I ended up showing off the boss, so I don't really care that much. Again, I'm not that good at this game. Let me state that. But I did have a lot of good luck in this fight as well. Even if I did bring in people for a lot of the harder fights, I still did do better than I was expecting. Except for Mikolash. That was just... That was bad. That was not fun. Ooh, that was unfortunate. Mikolash kinda wrecked me. It was my own stupidity, too, because I was just too nervous about getting too close, and... Oy vey.
Good. All signed and sealed.
I'll go straight into the next thing.
Now, let's begin the transfusion.
Yeah, we've already seen that. But yeah, I mean, this is literally how it goes into New Game Plus. It just... And you're in there. But, yeah. I beat it at 104, which I think is probably one of the higher levels I've done it. But, like I said, I might do something else soon. But the next thing you're probably going to be seeing from, especially this playthrough, is going to be... I might fart around for this for a little bit. The next thing you're probably going to see from this playthrough is going to be... probably the Amygdala and... Moon Presence fights. The beginning of any Souls game when you feel so overpowered when you do a New Game Plus, which very, very quickly gets taken from you. Seriously, I am stunned I did that well against Gurman. I'll head back to the whatchamacallit and then I'll call it from there. Yoink. Add that to my army of like 10 million silver bullets at this point. Just don't use them that much. Oh, last time I was around here, I was sucking so bad. Oh, somebody took a couple hits from my friggin' saw. I'm rather surprised. I've still got the friggin' Coast Parasite equipped. Actually, there's a thought I can just start boosting up my arcane. Actually, that's actually kind of an interesting thought. I don't think I ever spoke to you. And I also didn't show off, technically, the fight against Lawrence, but at the same time... It's just Cleric Beast with a different, like last third. So... Oh yeah, technically I can. Where is it? Ah! This is also the weapon you get from beating Gurman, is the actual Burial Blade. Half scythe, half, whatchamacallit. It's also a dex weapon, so... Meh. Oh my god, all of my things are still there. I can still do it! Yeah! I can still beat Yharnam. I'm sorry, distracted. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is effectively the finale. However, I shall in fact see you for amygdala, whatever the hell it's called, and the moon presence. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall see you then. I still can't believe I actually managed to beat the Orphan of Kos.